Hypixel Skyblock at its core is a very complicated game. With the hundreds of different recipes and hundreds of different items, there's so many things a new player can find out about. And with this high complexity of the game, it makes it very easy for new players to make huge mistakes that will destroy their progress. And this is why some veterans of the game can start a new profile and destroy in only a few weeks. And there's also some veteran mistakes that a lot of veterans of the game make, even though they're pretty simple to understand, but they're more on the psychological side instead of the more technical side of the game. So that's why I decided I'd compile a list of a few mistakes that many players make, from early game players to even late game players. But I'm going to be focusing on later game players because many people have already covered the mistakes of early game players. But before the video starts, if you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing because I post videos just like this daily and you don't want to miss an upload. So if you do enjoy my content or find that you like it, please consider subscribing, and on to the video. The first main mistake many players make is over-preparing for dungeons. What I mean by this is that basically people are preparing a lot for dungeons and not considering the fact that in dungeons, new items will be added to the game that will be better than the current gear we own. Having a good damaging set and a decent damaging pet is fine, but a lot of people are preparing a lot for this update, even though you can get much better weapons as we've seen in the alpha already in dungeons. A main rebuttal to this is that you can actually mythical reforge or dungeon reforge items, which will make them better in dungeons. But I believe this will not be as worth it because it will only be effective in dungeons. So I think it's better to spend more of your money on getting a specific dungeon set as well as a specific regular game set. We have already seen some people who are playing alpha to already switch to dungeon sets instead of their main set, which shows that the main sets are not anywhere as good as the dungeon specific set. The next mistake most players make is when grinding revs. This mistake is more psychological, but it is still a mistake nonetheless. When many people grind revs, they get very depressed because they get almost no money back, and this makes them never want to do revs again. What you should do instead is do revs as if you're not going to make any money back. This will make you feel much better about revs, and it won't make you feel extremely depressed whenever you get almost no drops. The best part of doing revs like this or any other slayer is that when you get an RNGesus drop, it's so much more rewarding. Unlike a normal player, when they get an RNGesus drop, you'll be extremely happy because you'll be thinking of the extra 10 million from your scythe blade as an extra 10 million for combat XP. But most players will think of it as, oh wait, I just got 10 million back, but I lost over 20 million, so who even cares? The next mistake many players make is not using the bin system on the auction house. As of now, most players will go auction their items when they can actually be making much more profit by just binning them. Skyblock players are extremely lazy, and there's no doubt that most Skyblock players will pay a premium price if they can get their item instantly. To show you that this is actually the case, I decided I'll do a tiny test to prove it to you. You can see right now when I look at my bids that I bought a bat talisman through the AH and not a bin for about 110k. And now you can see that only in a few minutes, by putting a bin offer of this bat talisman at 1 coin less than the other best bin offer, I made around 80 to 90k, which is pretty good considering it required almost no work. If we apply this concept to some other items like dragon or slayer loot, you can see that you can make a little bit more money than usual by just binning the items instead of auctioning them. The next mistake might come to a surprise to some of my viewers, but it's about bazaar flipping too much. Passive bazaar flipping and bazaar flipping for about 1 hour to 2 hours a day is perfectly fine and is actually a very smart move. But there's also the players that will spend all their time bazaar flipping, and it's really bad for the game progression. Everyone knows that money is extremely useful in Skyblock and can help you progress a lot through the game. But just like real life, money can solve all your problems. A main trait I find within very try-hard bazaar flippers is the fact that their skill average is extremely low. I have a friend with over 200 million coins, but if you look at his stats, his combat and his foraging are barely around 24 and 25. And with the devs trying to give skills more of a use, such as including skill requirements for some weapons and items, it is almost mandatory at this point for you to level up your skills. One thing that is great about skills is that no matter what happens in the game, skills will always be useful for you. And with the direction the devs are taking with dungeons, it seems that money will not have as big of an effect on your progress as one might think. And one of the final mistakes many players are doing, even after so many people have told them about it, is not investing in updates. If a leak for any new items or anything of the sort comes out for Skyblock, you're going to want to instantly invest in that item because it could insanely increase in price even after the leak, but even more after the actual update comes out. For example, if you invested into enchanted redstone blocks when you saw the leak by Minikloon, you could have made over 40k a flip, and that's considering the prices at now. If you sold it even in the first 2 or 3 days, you would have made over 120k per block. So if you invested over 100 in this, you would have made over 10 million. And if you invested any more, you would have destroyed the amount of money you've got. And even if you think it's too risky to invest in these items, as you could possibly lose millions, you can still make tons of coins by just buying it instantly right as the update comes out. If you're aware enough right when an update comes out, and you go and check the recipe book instantly and look for any new items that might have a use, and then once you find one, look how it's made, and then after you can see how it's made, find a material that you think will go up in price, and then you can go and insta buy it for extremely cheap, and only after a few minutes it will go up extremely high in price after more players find out that this item is extremely useful. So you have literally no reason to at least attempt this strategy. The final mistake that you might be making is not being subscribed to me, because I post content every day, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, because every subscriber gets us closer to YouTube rank and gets us closer to 10,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe, and goodbye.